Hey Leo, welcome to your June monthly reading. I've got it all broken down by the week here. Your overall energy for the month is endurance. So take stock of your well-being like on every level. How do you manage stress? How can you create a more steady pace to your life? Are you stopping to rest before you burn out? Okay? Pay attention to that kind of stuff this month. So the first week, you have the Chariot in reverse with the Three of Swords. So with endurance as your overall, it's going to be really important to put something back into place that has been knocked out of alignment. So you're coming into the month having sustained some sort of blow that's gotten you out of whack. It is okay to not always be moving forward. This needs to be a preparatory time, a repairing time. It may be like a little thing now, but over the course of miles or time, it wears unevenly and causes problems. Now, this is likely more referring to some sort of like interplay between your head and heart, but I'm going to use a car as an analogy since we have the Chariot. It seems appropriate. So my first husband, he got into a car accident, and after everything was repaired and all was said and done, he started getting flat tires like all the time. And it turns out after the trauma to the vehicle, it constantly needed realignment. One little thing was off and it always needed realigned. And if he didn't do it, get the tires rotated often, they were wearing down too much in one spot. So what is this source of recent drama or pain that keeps getting re-triggered like that? Do you ever get like a spot in your mouth where once you bite it, it's swollen, so you keep accidentally biting it, and it makes you more mad each time? So what you do, at least what I do, you take a week where you move extremely deliberately and you stay off or away from the area. So to get yourself back into sorts this week, and don't force any type of progress. We do not always have to be moving forward. That's kind of a cultural myth, if you ask me. So for the second week, you have the Ace of Pentacles and the World in reverse. And so this is the energy of like second mortgages, PPP loans, having a rent party, needing a resource infusion to close the gap, prevent a loss or closure. Now, those are kind of pretty specific examples, but essentially it's buying time. It's like a resource move that buys a little more time to complete something or to prevent or put off an ending. And whether or not this is something that must come to an end eventually, that's going to vary for each of you. But for now, you are buying a stay of completion. But this is where you'll need that endurance. This means you'll have to keep going on something. If it was something where progress was slowing to a crawl as this wall loomed closer and closer, you'll do well to summon that second wind to either jumpstart something that had stalled or get that final burst to make it to the finish line. Because I'm getting that this is it. It's like use it or lose it. It's definitely not a gift of time to be wasted. And for the third week, 10 of Cups with the Queen of Pentacles. So it looks like you knew the exact right thing to do with those resources. It shows you feeling very grounded here, like rooted in a way that you're safe to look to the future again. It's like this wall was coming up and you maybe didn't want to see it or face it, but now you can kind of look ahead again. And I also see you finding joy in the little things. Don't discount the finer things, like clothes that feel good on your skin, that don't uncomfortably constrict, or high quality food, which in some cases, the simpler the healthier, and you don't necessarily have to spend much. Appealing plates and cups, clean sheets, something that pleases you on your walls. A clean car interior. These things won't make you happy if you aren't. But they definitely don't hurt, and they can provide joy if you let them, and if you're using the pleasure of them to stay rooted in the present and not baselines for like which to desire more. Because no, more won't provide more happiness. It's been proven. And I kind of bristle at the idea of happily ever after, but I believe in bringing joy and happiness into every moment that we can. Almost like carbonation in a beverage to enliven the otherwise mundane. But you're almost kind of doing the opposite here in that you're drawing it out of and deriving it from the mundane. So for the 4th week, you have the King of Swords in reverse with the Ace of Swords. So if you are confronted with someone in your life or at work or like on TV even, trying to manipulate facts, you will hopefully be seeing right through it. It feels like there's something trying its hardest to rattle you, and you may have to be persistent in your truth and keeping your logic and your wits about you. You might need to have some kind of like lifeline, something like a mantra or something like that, a trusty reminder of your truth or the truth. Another possibility, maybe some of you could experience both, but others of you, it could manifest as just one or the other. I'm just getting 2 things. But you may find that you had been misinformed or operating with faulty or sloppy data. And I don't mean that you were being sloppy, just that what you had to work with was, or it could have been incomplete, or in maybe extreme cases falsified in some way. Others of you may have to go over something to correct errors in some data or some paperwork, or it could be like proofreading. But you are going to need to focus so you don't miss anything. And so what do you need to, have that endurance when it comes to your focus? Does that mean frequent breaks for you? Does that mean mental palate cleansers? Make sure you allow plenty of time so that you aren't rushing, because that will definitely no. Yeah, allow yourself plenty of time so you can build in plenty of breaks so you don't miss anything. Nothing falls through the cracks. And finally, maybe a third thing, if you witness a lie in the telling or in the making, do call it out, or at least take evidence, because it may come up later. But the big caveat there, and this is important to hear, make sure you're right before you say anything. And you may have to be patient before that, so try not to speak impulsively, because it's easy to be wrong with this energy, all right? That's, I think, the thing here is it's easy to be wrong that week. So just be mindful and do what you need to do to stay focused, okay? So that's what I have for you for this month. And if you want to hear what I have to say for you in July, like, share, and subscribe and all that good stuff. And I will talk to you then. Thank you.